Hey, hi everybody, Kurt Pennell here back at Lake of the Woods. Boy, people are excited about fall fishing up here, and there's a reason to be. Fishing's pretty awesome this morning. Hopefully, hate to say this, but hopefully I won't catch a fish while doing this bit. But I want to give you a tip, all right? They say tips are important for people coming up fishing. If you're coming to Lake of the Woods, maybe you haven't done it before, but and I try not to tell everybody, ooh, you have to do this, ooh, you should do that, because I'm not into bossing people around. But if you're coming, here's what's going to help you a lot. And I'll probably have a few of these before I'm done. If you don't have an anchor that looks like that, all right, go get one. Bring that anchor up and make sure you've got at least 200 feet of anchor rope. Brand new anchor rope's fine. I guarantee you'll have a lifetime supply of rope. But there you go, very important. That anchor and 200 feet minimum of good anchor rope. Of course, that boy will do the job too. If you have that, well then, the anchor rope's not that important, but still have 200 feet of rope and that anchor in your boat, all right? Again, well, they're coming pretty fast now. There's some small fish in here. This isn't going to be any big whopper, but you never know when you set the hook here, and you may catch a few of these and say, oh, there's just little ones left, and suddenly, doink, you get nailed. So you made the decision to come up to Lake of the Woods and fish this fall, all right? I'll show you some of the things that are going to help you along the way. Now, if you're coming up in the fall, you're probably going to jig. Now, your trollers out there, you know what you're doing, and I'm not going to pretend to give you a tip or two, but all right? What you want is jigs. And I just happen to have a bunch of them here. 3/8 ounce Lindy jigs. Let me get out of the sun here for you. All right, 3/8 ounce Lindy jigs. Orange is a good color. White is a good color. And pink is so good. I don't know if any of the Lindy's left, but there's a pink and white. Probably mostly white. I've got an all glow pink here. And of course, chartreuse. Now you want to partner those with these right here. Frozen China minnows. This is local bait. They're right out of the lake, and they're awesome. The fish love them year around. A couple of basic things. You want a 3/8 ounce jig fish in the lake. Now if you're in the river, don't be afraid to go to a half. Don't be afraid to go to a 3/4. And if you're in the bait store, grab an ounce or two if they have them. A couple of the 1 ounce jigs, because you get in the current, you've got to stay vertical, you've got to stay straight up and down, you've got to have that feel. The fish don't care how big your jig is, I guarantee you, on Lake of the Woods. If you're coming to Lake of the Woods fishing this fall, first of all, you made a great decision. Let me give you some tips that are going to help make your first couple of trips easier. People who have fished up here, I think, will probably say, yeah, that's right, or gee, I wish we'd have done that. And again, I'm not bossing you around, but if you're coming, this morning, it was 58 degrees when I came out here. I've got a hooded sweatshirt on, I had rain gear and everything in the boat, ready for the cold weather. Well, it's going to be 88 degrees by middle of the afternoon. If I'm still out here in the afternoon, I'm going to wish that I had the proper clothing, all right? You're going to need your ice fishing stuff, you're going to need rain gear, and you're going to even need some lighter weight stuff, and put it on so you can switch throughout the day and make the changes in the boat, making your day a lot better. Coming to Lake of the Woods. Some things that you could do to make your trip better. I just missed that guy, but I wanted to show you this anyway. Come on back. I know what you're saying, Kurt. Don't you dare show me how to bait my hook. Well, okay. I'm going to do that. Okay? Because there's something else. And we had a discussion online about this earlier. Is about any way you want to put this minnow on, you can put it on. My only recommendation is this. Get the minnow hooked at least twice. Through the mouth, out the gill, then through that meat on the back. That holds it. These minnows are dead. They've been dead for a year. Now here's the capper. And you don't have to use gulp. And when the fish are biting really fast, it's kind of unnecessary. But when you're first getting out, take this piece of gulp red worms, all right, and just hook it once. Now what this does is two things. It'll hold that minnow on, all right, and plus you've got this gulp tail flapping when you jig it. When I first start out the day, I'll try to do this. Once you get going into fish, you're going through your bait so fast that it doesn't matter. But hooking your bait on properly, it's another deal. That if you've got somewhere to start, you can put your own spin on this stuff as you want. But get the minnow hooked twice. That you'll find that'll help you out a lot, as far as you won't be losing bait that you really don't have to lose. Let's see how this works. You know, one of the other things that you hear a lot about in the fall is everyone screaming Rainy River at the top of their lungs. And it's awesome, I can tell you that. But good old Lake of the Woods, day in and day out, all right, is all that the river is and more every day. The only thing that will stop you is if it's too windy and you cannot get out. The Rainy River is a great place to go for big fish, but if it gets churned up, if the wind's blowing from the wrong direction, well, just like the lake. But the river isn't near the lock that Lake of the Woods is. You've got Lighthouse Gap, you've got Morris Point Gap, you've got Zipple. You don't have to be near the river. You can come over and fish. I fish every day of my life here at Long Point. And you don't have to travel far. Like I said, your only enemy in the fall, and there's a lot of it, is wind blowing from the wrong direction. There's a good stiff breeze blowing offshore now, but it's not going to bother you, and it actually helps fishing. So the river's awesome, but if you want a tip that's going to help you, all right, that's not all there is. The Rainy River, and it's great. You can get up, fish the river, have a blast. But if that's not good for whatever reason, if the water gets cloudy, if the water gets churned up, hit the lake, and you can hit it at all of your spots. If you get out there for the first couple of times, you'll see where the boats are. It's close in fishing, it's awesome, and there's big fish and lots of them everywhere. There's a big fish right there on my depth finder right now. I suppose that list of things that would be helpful on your first trip in the fall to Lake of the Woods, I'll probably be adding some other things to it. And again, do what you want. I've fished up here for a while. I've struggled with everything that people struggle with, and like I said, the very first seminar I ever went to, and the guy told me, "Oh, this is what I see people doing wrong," and that rubbed me the wrong way. I don't want to be told that what I'm doing is wrong. And you could put your own spin on just about all of this stuff. But how about this? How about the first time you come up in the fall, hire a guide, all right? The resorts all have charter boats with the most awesome guides that you'll imagine, all right? And they're out here and they know what they're doing. They're fishing every day. They take 6 people at a time in those boats. If it's just you and your buddy coming up, there are a few of us small boat guides. I've got a 20-foot Crestliner Raptor that does an awesome job. I love it, and I think that you'll like it too. I've got comfortable seats in here. You're protected from the wind, the way we set up to fish. And after a day, whether we're fishing in the river, and I'm mostly fishing the lake, I'll tell you, but there are guys that fish in the river. You can find them by going online. Go to the Lake of the Woods tourism website. You'll find guides, services of all sizes for a couple of people or for up to 6. Lake of the Woods is famous for those big charter boats. But I can fish the lake, I can fish the river, and once you see how it's done, all right, you can come up and flounder around and probably figure it out, but for what it costs for one day for a couple of people, it'll be worth it in the long run. You'll get 4 or 5 trips worth of tips and information right away. You can get a hold of me on the NCOR page at Facebook. You're probably there now, but the NCOR, you just go on Facebook, type that in, you'll get to my page, and everything that you need to know about getting in the boat with me for fishing in the fall or any time of the year on Lake of the Woods, you can get right there. A guide, and certainly this is the end of my first summer, so I've got a lot to learn about guiding. But as far as how you set up and how you fish, here we go. Oh man, Lake of the Woods in the fall is my favorite time. So I can show you some things that I think at the end of the day you're going to say, "Oh yeah, we could have done that before." Here's another one that would be a keeper on most days. think I had a couple of slot fish on that I used the net for, but I've been hoisting them all day. On the small side, but geez, you know, it's out here and some of the fall days are beautiful, and I just want everybody to come up and fish Lake of the Woods and have a great time. So anything I can do to help you, I will. Oh, there's a good fish here. He'll knock my sandwich off. Oh, look at him go! Okay, I think he can get off. Let's take a look at it. You got buddy? Okay, well, let's do this. Don't pull the rod in the water. Goodbye, fish. Funny thing, we talked about this before. The wind has gone down by about half of what it was in the last hour. The direction's staying the same, but the wind has gone down, and as far as I've learned from this summer and so far this fall, that's the worst thing that can happen. If the fish quit biting, all right, for heck 2-3 hours at a time. Now, if the wind comes up, that's fine. If it's calm when you come out in the morning, if the wind stays down, well, that's not terrible. But when the wind is blowing and then stops, I don't know why. That's but the further into the fall you get, the less an issue that seems to be. You want it calm or you want it windy, it doesn't matter. The fish don't care. But if the wind switches directions or drops off, you sometimes get a little bit of a lull. I'm going to be heading in here pretty soon, but I hope that you take these tips kind of, you know, for what they are. There's obviously many different ways to do things successfully, all right? But I don't want you to come up and struggle with an anchor that you don't need to. You shouldn't have to learn that you want to be using shiner minnows right now. You can bring up leeches, you can bring up crawlers if you want, but you want to be using shiner minnows. Sorry, the dead ones work fine. You can bring live ones, and don't bring some from home because they're not good. Get the local bait, get them at the bait stores. The bait stores got them. Before long, they'll have live ones too as we get going, but you need the frozen ones. Boom, period, the end. Time off is hard enough to come by. Right? Make the best, be the most efficient you can on your trip. And these tips that I gave you today, they're, like I said, they're just tips. Listen to them or not, but they'll help at least little parts of your trip go the right way. Be safe, and of course, what I said about hiring a guide, especially a guide in a Crestliner boat, that's really important. So maybe you want to just come up and learn, get a day with a guide so that you can do it on your own after that. Or maybe you don't want to have a boat. You don't want to mess around with that. You can get in your car from Chicago, from Wisconsin, from I know one's a state and one's a city, but okay. From far off, drive up here for hardly nothing. Stay cheap at fall rates at the resorts up here. Spend a couple of days, and heck, you're ahead in the long run. Getting a guide a couple of 3 days in a row. But whatever you're doing, enjoy it. Come to Lake of the Woods and fish. I've got a big bald eagle just came and swooped a fish out of the river, out of the lake here, and he's flying off. So if you want to see some nature, you're going to see a lot of that too. I'm Kurt Quinnell from Lake of the Woods, the NCOR Facebook page. Follow along with there and message me there, and let's set up a date where you come up and go fishing with me. All right? You have a great time. I'll see you soon on the water. Adios, amigos. We'll see you soon.